There are things people feel, but never talk about. This is one of them. At some point, you have to stop explaining yourself. Not because you don't have the words, but because you're speaking to people who were never trying to understand you in the first place. And that changes everything. Because for a long time, you keep trying. You try to explain what you meant. You try to clarify your intentions. You try to make things make sense. You think, maybe if I say it differently, maybe if I explain it better, maybe then they'll understand. But they don't. Not really. Because no matter how clearly you speak, people will still hear you through their own perspective, through their own beliefs, through their own assumptions, through their own experiences. And once someone has already decided who they think you are, it becomes almost impossible to change that. So you keep trying. You repeat yourself. You go deeper. You open up more than you should. And slowly, it starts to drain you. Because you're not just explaining yourself anymore. You're trying to prove yourself. You're trying to justify your existence. You're trying to earn understanding from people who were never willing to give it. And that's exhausting. Not physically, but mentally, emotionally. It wears you down without you even noticing at first. Until one day, you feel it. That weight, that frustration, that quiet question in your mind. Why am I still doing this? And that's when something starts to shift. Not outside of you, but inside. You begin to realize something simple, but hard to accept. Not everyone is meant to understand you. And not everyone is able to. And that's not your fault. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean you need to explain more. It doesn't mean you need to shrink yourself to fit into their understanding. It just means you're speaking to the wrong people. And once you see that, you stop forcing it. You stop over-explaining. You stop defending every part of who you are. You become quieter, but not weaker. Just clearer. Clear about what deserves your energy and what doesn't. Because your energy is limited. Your attention matters. Your peace matters. And wasting it, trying to convince people who have already made up their minds, only pulls you further away from yourself. So maybe it's time to let go of that need. The need to be understood by everyone. The need to explain every detail. The need to justify who you are. Because the truth is, the people who truly see you won't need a long explanation. They'll understand your silence. They'll understand your presence. They'll understand you without forcing it. And the ones who don't never will. No matter how much you say, no matter how much you explain, no matter how much you try. And that's something you have to accept. Not with frustration, but with clarity, with calm, with distance. Because not every connection is meant to go deeper. Not every person is meant to understand you. And that's okay. It really is. So save your energy. Use it to build yourself, to grow, to move forward, not to convince others of who you are. Because the right people won't need convincing. They'll just know. I have no name here. Just call me the stranger.